Randy McKee here at Soccer 605, and I'm very happy to introduce you to one of the guys that I consider a legendary South Dakota soccer guy, Gordon Hollenbeck. Gordon, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
You know, it's kind of funny that we'd see you here at the last Pure State tournament because you were the guy that instigated the very first one way back in, what year was it?
Oh, that's ancient memory. The records say it was back in '98, I think.
Well, but you started working on that years before that, didn't you?
Oh yeah, soccer's been it's been a club sport or a traveling team sport for a lot of years, and then in the early '90s it started affiliating with some of the schools, and so they could have those school colors, a little more school recognition, and then by about '98 there were enough so-called school teams around the state that it was time to formalize it and put together a true state champion.
And that's what you did. And I look back on those years, and we both lived in Pierre at that time, and I was really kind of ignorant of it because both my kids were young, and I didn't coach a high school team. But tell me a little bit about how that came about.
Well, I started with soccer out in Rapid City in a traveling team program. My oldest daughter enjoyed the sport, and Leon Lunders and I would put together a team and basically take them on the road in the summertime. And that's how I got introduced to that level of soccer. And this is back in the, late 80s when that was going on. And then I got a job in Pierre, moved to Pierre. Pierre didn't have a program at the time, and I couldn't allow that to happen. So we put together a high school team. Kids that are in high school, it's really too late to be learning how to play soccer, but they wanted to anyhow. So we scraped together a team of mixed team, boys and girls, 14 through 18, and had to travel everywhere to be able to play. Nobody'd come to Pierre to play us. So we got in a few games that way, and the Y had a program for the little kids. And I remembered going to some of the state rec tournaments early on, and after a 12-0 training session, why, it was humiliating, but it was also educational for the kids. And all you could do is keep their spirits up and keep growing. And we did that for a couple of years. And I told the parents, we need a board of directors for this program, and I'm not it. I'll coach, and you put together a board of directors, and we'll get the administrative side of soccer growing in Pierre. And that happened. I don't remember the names of all the folks that served there because they got their arms twisted, but they got the program growing, and then it grew down in age and to where it is now. I think the Pierre program is 600-700 kids, and the quality of play is something that I really admire.
The quality of play has just improved exponentially over the years.
Oh, it's hard to describe it. I see these kids doing things that I expect the national teams to do, and by God, they do it.
Yeah, they do. So, when you first started with that idea, though, of a high school tournament, did you have to run around the state and talk to a bunch of people, or how did you get the ball rolling on that thing?
No, I said, it's time. We're going to do it. So I had a meeting with the parents in Pierre and said, here's what I want to do. Here's all the volunteers I need. We're not leaving this room till I have somebody for everything. And we did. We put together a wonderful group of volunteers. As I recall, you were one of them back in the early days, too. But that's all it was. We got to make it happen. And we have all the facilities. We have enough hotel rooms. Let's do it. And then we sent invitations out, and tried to let everybody know far enough ahead of time that they could plan for it. And then we developed a ranking system, because we didn't invite every team in the state to the tournament, but we did rank them and get them qualified, and then they came to Pierre. And back then, we didn't have the beautiful facilities we've got now, so we couldn't play out all places.
I remember back in those days picking rocks out of that Pierre Indian Learning Complex, 5-gallon buckets, and about 1,000 kids out there picking rocks.
Yeah, that was a fun time, but that's turned into a nice complex too for Pierre.
It really is. And you know what you started back in '98 has turned into a pretty wonderful thing here too.
Well, I'm really proud of it. The thing I'm especially pleased with is the quality of play. I've always said South Dakota has athletes that are every bit as good as anywhere else in the nation. The thing our kids get shortchanged on is the steady diet of quality play. If we had that, why, the play would be even better than it is.
We've sent some players out in the world that have done pretty well, and having been involved with ODP for so many years and seeing some of those guys go on, and you know, Josh Miller has been out there making a name for himself and a legitimate MLS prospect now, and that's all because of those early years.
Well, that's good to see. I hope I helped with that, but I can't claim any credit for it.
Well, and you wouldn't, Gordon, even if somebody tried to give it to you. So for all you folks watching this, I want you to know this man's name, Gordon Hollenbeck, because he really, in my mind and a lot of other people's minds, he is truly one of the legends of South Dakota soccer. And we all owe you a lot of thanks and a lot of gratitude, Gordon.
Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming today.
You bet.